Agwambo Thiringenye, Chwar Eda, Kidi Kibudi, Won Castro, Intergeneration Conclave Konosoa, the Dean of Looters, Conman Mwenyewe. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, my name is Kenyan Revolutionary. I'm coming to you with another quick video. I will be very brief. As you can see, the topic is the Ayatollah of Opoda proves again beyond any reasonable doubt that he is corrupt to the core. He is the one who does not, and I repeat, does not want any progressive, positive change in Kenya. All this talk about changing the constitution, changing Sijui Ninio, getting back to 7 Sijui provinces or whatever the case, it's to benefit him. It proves, the proof is in the pudding. It's not even in the pudding anymore. He took it out of the pudding. He's laying it out there. You can see it for yourself, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades. Karibuni sana. If this is your first time, my name is Kenyan Revolution. As I told you, I talk about Kenyan politics and world politics as it relates to Kenya. So if you like that kind of content, I'm your political dietitian. Please subscribe to get the nutrients that you need to navigate through the Kenyan politics. So go ahead and subscribe, like, share, and put the notification bell on. And for all of you guys who've already subscribed, you know the first order of business is to do what? Like the video. I'm namna gani? And make sure you subscribe. That button, that notification button is on. So every time I come on, you can always get that bell ringing, bang, bang, bang. It's time to come get your nutrition, okay? Okay? Get some food, some nutrients, okay? Political food. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, the biggest news yesterday was Raila coming out and publicly defending Sakaja. For those of you who don't know who Sakaja is the corrupt Nairobi governor, current governor, who's been looting Nairobi to the ground. I mean, Nairobi has been, if you just calculate the money that has been looted in Nairobi alone, I'm talking about since Kidero, Sonko, and now Sakaja. Remember, Sakaja used to be a senator, and his job was to actually make sure that he oversights the county of Nairobi, okay? And you know the history. This guy was talking all that good talk when he was a senator or whatever, MP, whatever the case is, and now he's at the helm as the governor of Nairobi, and guess what? He's looting more than Kidero and Sonko combined, okay? So apparently the MCAs had enough because maybe, perhaps, it's always, if the MC don't get their cut in the, corruption deals, they came out and said, no, we are taking you out. We are taking you out, Sakaja. We are taking you out. So we saw Robert Alai, and among other, 96 or 70-something MCAs that had that press conference. They were dancing, acting like a bunch of 5-year-olds that are in kindergarten, celebrating their friend's birthday party. And they were singing songs, dancing, celebrating how they were going to take out Sakaja. And there was talk, there was talk that, this time Ruto and Raila will not save you. We don't want to hear it from Raila. We are not going to hear it from Ruto. But long behold, calls were made, okay? Some MCAs that are aligned to UDA or Ruto were called in to have a discussion about this, this impeachment, impending impeachment, okay? And of course, Raila also made his call. Like I said in my last video, that Nairobi is dominated by the ODM folks, okay? So Raila made the call. Obviously, we remember Sakaja told us that he always have to drop the bag, to the Ayatollah of Opoda in order to stay safe in Nairobi, okay? So maybe he skipped payments. And Raila was like, huh? Wapi do, man? Pesa iko wapi? And Sakaja was like, ngoja kidogo, najaribu kununua nyumba hapa California, I'll get back to you. And Raila was, nah. That wasn't the deal. I don't care if you're building a castle in California or whatever the case is, the monthly payments has to be made. This is Ayatollah of Opoda you're talking to. Do you know who you're talking to? Huh? I am the co-president. I'm the person who actually makes Ruto bow down to me. Okay? I'm the person who made Uhuru bow down to me. I'm the person who forced Kibaki to bow down to me. Okay? So make those payments or else you will not be in office by next month. And Sakaja was like, man, look, you're bullshitting. I'm gonna finish purchasing this house in California. Wait, hold on, takulipa badai. Okay, and Raila was like, huh? Is that how it's gonna be? Bet. Let's see if you're gonna survive. Aka click, aka hang up. Long behold, Rai wakaenda ka choreographies or dancing. Hey, we are going to remove Sakaja. Hey. So Sakaja finally saw on the news and he was like, oh shoot, these guys are actually serious. He's actually serious. Ayatollah Opoda is actually serious. This guy actually wants to take me out. So he had to call again. He was like, brr, brr. Raila was not picking up, okay? It was Ida who picked up. He's like, hey, what's going on, Sakaja? Like, put me with Conman. I want to talk to Conman. This guy is messing up my deal, okay? And the news already was circling around. Some Standard News, Citizen, and all this stuff. That Sakaja was going to be impeached. And Conman was like, sasa unasemaje Sakaja? He was like, hey, check your checking account. I just, nimepatia 200 million ukonataka. And I also gave you an extra 50 million just to stop this process. Sawa, ongea na hao maboys wako, man. Kasema, okay, naona sawa umeshika laini. Don't do that mistake one more time. Do not do it. Do not repeat this. Let it not happen again, Sakaja. Let it not happen again. I turned Opoda. Don't let this happen again. Click. So Raila kaita kina Alai and told them, hey, listen, you pinheads. Remember, I'm the reason why you guys have these jobs as MCA. I gave you the ODM tickets and all this stuff. So you have to listen to me, okay? Like, ndiyo baba, sasa mnasikia. Tufanye hivyo. Tumpatie tu 60 days. Tuambie tu nini ati. Tuambie media ati tutapatia 60 days. But in reality, okay, as long as he makes payments, he stays to be the governor. He can loot whatever he wants. Sisi tunataka tu percentage yetu. Ama namna gani? Ndiyo hivyo baba. And there he is. He's surviving now. So there's talk, Sakaja is ready to apologize. He'll have 60 days. It's nonsense. But what is shocking is that this guy, Raila Odinga, coming out defending a known corrupt governor is what is appalling here. That's what's news. I mean, before he would pretend and be like, the MCAs are making their decisions. But now he's coming out and he's literally defending this guy in public. A corrupt governor is being defended publicly by Ayatollah Opoda, Raila Odinga Prengenyi Conman mwenyewe, the dean of looters. Okay? Along with... Now, this shows you the level. The level of what? Not only corruption, but absolute, complete impunity within this corrupt system by the Kenyan corrupt oligarchs. I told you Kenya is a criminal enterprise ruled by the political class. Raila being one of those in the top seat there. You understand what I'm saying? So, for those of you, again, I want to connect what happened in Nairobi with Sakaja to just show you. That's one example that shows you how deep we are. And this silt created by these corrupt oligarchs. Okay? The other one was, remember when we wanted to take out Pasaris? When the Nairobians wanted to take out Sakaris. What's her name? That's Bimbo, socialite Bimbo, that pinhead, that airhead. What's her name? Pasaris. Yes, that's her name. Pasaris. Esther Pasaris, the women rep that always talks crap every time, okay? Remember that. When people gathered signatures to present it to the IEBC so that the process of recalling Esther Pasaris was to put in motion, the IEBC that was handpicked illegally by Ruto and Raila came out and say that, there is no law in place that actually describes the process of recalling a MP or senator or women rep or whatever the case. Appalling, given the fact that the Constitution under Article 104 says the people have the right to recall their representatives, including MPs, MCAs, and senators. You do not have to be told or have a law that describes how they should to be taken out. As a matter of fact, why should the very parliament or the very legislative body come up with a law that specifically describe how you should recall a certain representative, recall themselves? They will of course, they'll come up with a law that makes it hard for them to be recalled. So that is another example showing you how these people are diverting, are stalling a democratic process from taking place. They don't want the people's will to take course. That's why they can arrogantly steal billions of Kenyan shillings, maim, loot, kill, steal, okay, abduct, and do all sorts of evil criminal acts and not worry about any repercussions of law or law enforcement by the responsible agencies, because whoever is committing crime knows that if I call Raila Odinga or William Samoei Ruto or Uhuru Kenyatta or whoever I need to call to make that call to these governmental organs that are supposed to be independent, they will get away with it. So that is a clear illustration. That's why I keep on telling you pinheads that still are there shouting, oh, 2027 Ruto one term, we are going to remove him, tukienda election by saa 2 asubuhi tutakuwa tumemtoa. He will be out early in 2027. Don't you understand that he is actually in control of the idea? Don't you understand that Ruto actually is the one who is going to count these votes? Ruto William Samoei Ruto is going to be the one responsible for counting these votes. The votes that you are going to put in. Now, wasikia mkisema hapo tutalinda kura, tutalinda kura, we are going to linda kura. Mnaenda kulinda nini? Who has the mandate, constitutional mandate, to declare the winner of the presidential elections? Who? Yes, okay, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, the presidential elections are finalized at the polling station. Yes, you are correct. The results at the polling station are final. But who has the mandate, has the authority to declare the winner of a presidential election? It is the IEBC chairperson is the one who is going to stand up and say, Ruto or Gachagua or Matiang'i or whoever is running has won the election. So guess what will happen? I'm just giving you a quick synopsis of what is possibly, more than probably, is going to happen. You're going to vote with your silly self, put in your votes, urudi nyumbani umefuraya, yeah, one term. Okay? Tumeenda tukaangalia hapo kwa polling station, we were leading by 300,000 votes, and the polling station has been closed. Ruto is going to be removed. Unaenda nyumbani kama umefuraya, hata in fact utaanza kusherekea, unaenda kukunywa pombe after voting. Then in the evening, the results will be delayed. Remember 2007? They'll be delaying the results. And the IEBC chairman will stand up and say, hey, listen, there were some discrepancies in a couple of polling stations, and we are working very hard to make sure that these discrepancies are the differences, the confusion is ironed out, so we can have a very good, a verifiable, transparent results as the Constitution dictates. Now mtangoja. The presidential election is supposed to be announced at 8. We are heading up to 1 a.m. in the morning the next day. Tunangoja results. Saa 9 usiku saa zile mnalala. The Chebukati of the day, the current, rest in peace Chebukati, I didn't mean to invoke your name, but I'm just saying the current IEBC chairperson will get up Sasa hiyo kwaya inaimba hapo. Kenya inchi yetu, Kenya inchi yetu, Kenya inchi yetu. Sijui hiyo kwaya wa kutoka wapi, yeah? Sogam, sijui wapi. Inaimba, imekuwa ikiimba 27 hours. Unangoja results. Wakina Pasteres wako hapo mengoja, wakina Sifuna au wajinga wengine. Ada Choriot hapo, inchi yetu, Kenya inchi yetu, Kenya. Saa 9 usiku saa ile mnalala mna ninio. I am here to mwanzo hiyo siku hata army ndio itakuja hapa kuninio. Kusimama mbele ya chairman. Sasa zile announce presidential election. I'm here to announce that after doing a proper audit on several polls in several counties, we've come to realize that we've ironed out the difference. We've counted and we've verified that in those in this polling station, Ruto won by 100,000, the other one 100,000. Therefore, the presidential election winner is William Samoei Ruto. Hapo immediately Mount Kenya imeshika moto. Breaking news. The Mount Kenya youth wameanza kuchoma matairi huko Thika Road. There's commotion. Watu wa huko sijui ninio wasingishi wakalenji na huko Luoland wanasema hata pia wachome tu na tutaendelea. Ruto ameshinda na ataendelea. The way you see wakina Omosho wana wanasema, because those people are they just go by what their ninio, their tribal chieftain goes. And before you know utasikia vita imeanza huko Sondu, huko Kericho. Wanandi wanapigana na sijui wa Kisii, sijui because Kisii will be deemed to be supporting Gachagua and Matiang'i. Vita itaanza, will wrap up. Wakuria wameanza kuvita. Vita inaendelea. And Ruto will come and chukua certificate in 1 hour. Anachukua certificate anasema, I will bring Kenyans together. For those of you who have lost election and those of you who have sijui nini, I'm still your president. I'm going to bring the country together. I'm going to work hard in the next renewal so we can catch up with Singapore. Because Gachagua does not have the ninio. Listen to me very careful. Let me tell you something. I know some of you maybe mtafikiria ati hao vijana wa Gachagua hao ulikuwa unaona wanaenda airport hao ati wataleta mvurugo vile Raila alikuwa analetanga vurugo ndio kukwae na conclave. No, it won't happen that way. I'm sorry. It won't happen that way. It won't happen that way. Hakuna kitu mtafanya. Mtaenda protest siku 3. Ruto will unleash wakora wa Raila plus wakora wake wa polisi ambao in the police force. Na wataenda kuwachinja. Abduction, vita, mkiuliwa kama wanyama. Like I said, Gachagua has not proven to enjoy enough support that can actually force the president, sitting president, and negotiate na Gachagua. Unaelewa? The way Raila Odinga does it. Na Raila Odinga yeye amejua kuna ninio, supporters wake are very wamerogwa kichwa. They can go there, watawasha moto, wamekubali kufa, watachoma vitu, to a point where Ruto sema yenyewe wacha nikae na mzee nimpatie kakiti hapa hivi nimhonge na nimpatie red carpet na security na kadhalika apoepoe. Gachagua does not have that level of devoted supporters ambao anaweza kutoka wafanye hivyo. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what he can bank on is if the country, the Gen Zs wamekuwa pacified. None of them are saying, easy my ex-spaces, I don't see anyone talking about revolution, Occupy State House. Hiyo story ni kai ilikufa hivyo. Or maybe I'm out of the loop. Sini mniambie. Mnaelewa? Gachagua does not have the muscle, the support. And it doesn't do himself any favors by keep on talking about Mount Kenya, Mount Kenya, Mount Kenya, Mount Kenya. So even though some people might agree with him, principally, with the whole idea of taking out Ruto, They're not looking at him like, oh, we would like to replace Ruto with you. No, they're not looking at it like that. So hata kama election ikiibiwa in 2027, no one will go to the streets for Gachagua. Ati Gachagua ameshinda, ati is the coming out second, or Matiang'i for that matter. Unaona the psychological game ambayo inachezwa hapa. And Matiang'i and Gachagua do not have enough muscle on the ground to force President Ruto to enter into a conclave with them. Intergenerational BBI, Government of National Unity. Hawana. They don't. The only people who can actually take out this Raila Odinga and Ruto and all these clowns, including Gachagua, is the people of Kenya. The Gen Zs. Wale watu ambao walienda huko ninio, occupied. Do you see what's happening in Indonesia today? Do you know what's happening in Indonesia? Niwaambie kwa haraka haraka kabla sijaendelea. The members of parliament of Indonesia decided to increase their own salaries. Sounds familiar? Yeah, sounds familiar. The members of parliament in Indonesia decided they'll vote to increase their own salaries. As soon as this news hit the media, the people of Indonesia went and burned down the parliamentary building, and they're burning down their houses to the ground. Inaendelea, ingia kwa news, go to X, Google, you can see Jakarta and other places. They burned down the parliamentary. Nyinyi afadhali mlienda mka-occupy, mkawacha, mkakula mchele, mkatoka. These guys hata wataki kuingia huko, walichoma mpaka ikam to the ground. And it's still going on. The riots are going on right now. Because the legislative body of Indonesia voted to increase their own salaries. Now walikuwa wanafanya the same thing, unaona wakina Sifuna wanafanya na wakina Bobu Owino. They are posing in pictures on X Spaces and Instagram, wako na bunduki, mara wako na Mercedes Benz mpya, mara. Indonesia could not take this. The people of Indonesia, the brave people of Indonesia. Lakini Kenya, hao watu wanajiongeza mshahara every time. What do? Mnaenda, hey, mheshimiwa, 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 and you're clapping while they're talking. Unawapigia ninio. Hey, mheshimiwa, hey, mheshimiwa. Sakaja. Stealing billions, buying houses in other countries. What do? Akienda hapo ati sijui nini mnamgotea, sakaja. Raila has been conning you since 1963. Mnaenda aguambo tringenye Ayatollah Opoda. Mwenyewe. Konuman, Sidindi. Gachagua has been stealing and killing his own people. Corruption cases huku na pale. When he was a DC, I don't know where, MP of sijui wapi. Yeye ndio sasa anakuja anaambia one time, na nyipia one time. Mafala nyinyi. And these are the people who have been stealing from you. Mnawapigia makofi, wanaenjoy one time. Ruto started stealing 3 minutes after he was born. Since MP wa Eldoret huko, Eldoret North or whatever the case is, it's tied in with the murders of Jacob Zuma, ICC suspect of committing the most heinous crimes against humanity. Na naiba mpaka saizi. Alikuwa anaambia wheelbarrow. Ati hustler, na mnampigia mnakaa kwa hii wheelbarrow, you are dancing. Na amewaibia for years na anaendelea. Uhuru Kenyatta, familia yake imeiba pesa Kenya yote, wameiba ninio. All the big companies, banks, insurance companies, land, more than 5,000 ninio. acres and more. Wameficha pesa huko nje, huko offshore accounts. Mudamaki vibes akona na mtu analewa mbele ya wananchi when addressing the people, anajikuna matako mbele ya watu. Hati Uhuru was good, Uhuru. Kalonzo Musyoka, another thief. Martha Karua, another thief. Liberation, people's liberation. Who instigated your vita ya 2007? Receiving money from George Soros. Aende akatoe nao nani? Asumbue nayo Suluhu huko Tanzania. Angalia, take heed from the Indonesian people. Indonesia parliamentary walijaribu kujiongeza tu mshahara kidogo tu hivi. The parliament has been burned down. Hata saa hizo wamejificha, ma MPs wengine wameingia kwa ndege wamekimbia. Nyinyi mnangoja ati 2027 ati tungoje 2027 ndio tutatoa Ruto kwa ballot. And na some of you mko serious, mumekunja sura ati you are really optimistic ati mnafikiri ati 2027 utatoa Ruto. You are very, this is how stupid you are. You're very serious. Ati Ruto tunatoa Ruto 2027. Unaenda kuvote. Hey. Ati tunaenda kumtoa. And you're convinced. Ati one term. You're very convinced by your own stupidity. Ati naenda kumtoa. Ati tungojeni tu 2027. Ruto azidi kuiba, azidi kuua watu, kuabduct watu. Yeye na Raila Odinga. Ati tungojeni tu 2027. Gachagua ndiye tungoje 2027 ndio tuweke Gachagua na Matiang'i. Ati hao ndio wachapa kazi. Ile jokes iko Kenya. Ati wachapa kazi. Okango Matiang'i. Ati all of a sudden Matiang'i cares about human rights and corruption. Yeah? Are you serious? Are you serious? Na mnakaa tu hapo ati mko complacent. Ati sasa tuko na Kenya moja. Babu Owino, Sifuna, Wamuchomba. Ati yao ndio sasa ndio the new look. Hey. Look at Indonesia. Look at Indonesia. That's how it tells you how serious Indonesians are. Wanasiasa wao walikuwa naendelea na hiyo puzi wanaangalia tu. Vile walijaribu kujiongeza mshahara. They found out what's the real. And I can in the news. Go look even on YouTube videos about what's happening in Indonesia right now. But Kenya is the opposite. Mnaletewa pesa kwa gunia na mnasherekea pesa yenu ambao amewaibia pesa yenu. Anakuja anawatupia kama as if you people are strippers. Bougainvillea. Ndio maana Yesu alikuwa anasema, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I be with you? What will it take for you Kenyans to see the level of disdain, contempt these corrupt political elitists, oligarchs of Kenya have for you, wananchi, who actually have the power? Raila anaingia na koti ya white anawaambia ati Sakaja ako sawa, mweupe kama pamba. Vile alifanya tu na yule nani, yule former yule governor anaitwaje, yule mama Waiguru. People have stolen billions from Kenyans, Kang'ata Wamatangi, who was stealing cars in the UK, hawezi hata kutoka Kenya, ameogopa atashikwa. Look at Indonesia, hawachezi, lakini nyinyi mtazidi kuenda kuwapigia makofi. Ndio, 1 term, 2 term, 10 bila idiots. I've been telling you, you have the power, you don't want to activate it, you don't. Nawambia watu milioni 1 September 12 ni nini? Jamhuri Day ama ni Jamhuri Day kuangalini? Hebu mtu anieleze, ama siku hizi nimesahau. Watu milioni 1 wajitoe waseme tunaenda kutoa Ruto State House and we are chatting a way forward. Serikali yanguke. Serikali yanguke. Watu 1 million wakutane Nairobi CBD. Milioni 1 tu. CBD. Jamhuri Day. Tuanze mpya. A nation of ruled by the constitution. What is referred to as a republic. It's been 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades. I won't rant more than I just have. If you haven't subscribe, share, like, comment, and do all the good stuff. I'll talk to you guys later. Viva Revolution is the answer.